Hey guys, it's Tasha here with Britches Get Stitches. Thanks for coming back. I know it's been like forever and a day. I apologize. Life just happens and you think, oh, I'll film tonight. And then things get in the way and then I'll film tonight. And before you know it, it's like a month later. So my bad, but I've been stitching like crazy. So, I mean, I have excuses. Those of you that are new, this is a cross stitch channel. Honestly, if you've found me, you know what Flosstube is, because I'm one of the like thousands of channels out there, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing. So the fact that you stumbled upon me is great. Great to meet you. Everybody that's coming back, hi. Good to see you again. Leave me a comment below what you're stitching on, where you're from, any random tidbit that you think of, and I'll respond because I love my comments. Y'all know. Okay, so life updates at the end because there's a little bit of them, and we will just dive into stitching because obviously that's what you want to, that's what you're here for. So I have a finish. It's not a full finished yet because I haven't had all the time, but check it out. Welcome to the North Pole is done. Completely done. I finished it end of June when I was out camping. All I had left was pretty much this entire part here with Santa and Mrs. Claus, but cracked that out, and this thing is stinking gorgeous. Love it, love it, love it. And my plan is to do like a soft finish, kind of how I've seen over Lala D Stitches does her like quilt exterior hang that way, because I think this would be the perfect piece for it. So that's the plan. Wish me luck. Because I've never done one before and I am not very good at quilting. I've tried like once and wasn't very proud of it. So maybe I just need practice. But anyway, that's my finish. Woohoo! What else? I have like a pile of new starts. And they're all in random orders. So I'm just gonna kind of grab and go. So I was not at StitchCon Weekend B, but my table mates from last year were, and they all started a Mirabilia together. And if you've been here, you know that I like finally got my like favorite Mirabilia pattern a couple months ago or whatever it was. And so I decided, I may not be there, but I can still start it with them. So pulled out some fabric and was like, you know what, let's just do it. And this is up. I have like the whole border in. That's all I got because it was like one of my prompts as well. So she gonna be big. She can be real big. So you can see, sorry, I'm throwing this all over the place for you. That's the side. So that's as wide as it's gonna be, and that's as tall as it's gonna be because I started right there. So it's gonna be pretty big, but it's gonna be so worth it. I'm excited. I was glad I finally got it started. There's those pieces that you're like, oh man, I can't wait to stitch them. And then they like sit forever and ever while you find the perfect time, or you try to finish the whips that you're currently on, yada, yada. And I was just like, I need an excuse to start it. Done. Done diddly. Okay. I also started Ocean Reef. And this is a pattern that I started to work on while thinking of a best friend of mine. She is out of the hospital. She is home with family. She got to see her kids again, which is fantastic. She's doing great. Full recovery. Her kidneys won't ever work at like 100% again, but as long as she maintains the diet that she needs to and all of that, like she should be good. So I started this, and I also did it, so it's Ocean Reef, and it's charted by Stitches So Beautiful, and I also decided to do it as part of the June June. Yeah, June challenge that she was doing on the Facebook. So I didn't get a lot. I got about 300 stitches in, but that's still 300 stitches. Can you believe that? Oh my gosh. But I did go through and grid the entire piece, so you can see that's how big she's gonna be. I'm excited. Those blues are just so pretty. And that's only like 4 of the blues. Like there's a ton more that need to go into the piece. So that one's gonna be great. Love stitching on that one. I'm not that good of a full coverage stitcher, so I tend to be a lot slower when I do full coverage, which kind of stinks, but what are you gonna do? I don't have this next one down here because I couldn't find it, but here's a picture of it. I started Rudolph. Got the kit at StitchCon from the freebie table and decided to just dive on into that one. I needed like a pink prompt so for the ears and then like a brown prompt or something like that. So I did that. This is where I'm at on it. So I got quite a bit of the outline done and then I was like, okay, I gotta move on because I got to do other prompts and stuff. So at least he started. Then I started Love Wins as part of Pride, there you are, Pride Month, and I got to stitch on this one with Sarah Stitchery up at the Dayton like meetup group, Stitchy meetup. It's run by the Savage Stitcher over on Instagram. So I got to work on that while I was there. But this is actually an ice dye fabric that I dyed myself. It's just black Rit dye, the powdered Rit dye, but it like comes off as brown. Isn't that cool? So I'm hoping I can get like another piece or something like down here on this, but I also changed up the colors a little bit because I wanted like bold colors. I didn't want the like, so the picture doesn't look bold, but when you look at the colors and like pull them up, you're like, oh, this is kind of meh. So I wanted bold rainbow colors, and so I changed the numbers that I used on a bunch of those. And I think it looks fantastic. I love it. Then the next thing that popped up was Canadian Day pop-up for part of fandom. And I just decided, all right, I'll stitch a flag. And so I got all of the red done by the time the pop-up was done. I didn't actually get to start any of the white. So this is for all my Canadian friends out there. Michaela, Cinematic Stitches, Hugo Stitcher, Samantha, Michelle Chinook Crafter. I'm trying to remember Samantha's friend's name. Anyway, Canadian Stitchers, woohoo! Okay, what else did I start? I started the Selbu Santa Sal, and forgive the wrinkles on this one. I like dyed it and then didn't iron it. So this is 32 count fabric from Walmart. It's linen. Oh my gosh, you can't see that at all because of all the wrinkles. I dyed it just slightly tan to give it a little bit of coloring. And this is as far as I got on him. And this is by Cross Stitch Joe, and this is a Sal that I'm doing with Michelle Chinook Crafter for it's Selbu Santa Sal, but it's also like summer Santa Sal. So if you have any summers Santa pattern, feel free to stitch it with us for the rest of the summer. Then I started the Squished Bird Sal, which is Serrana stitches and boomerang stitches. Itty bitty little start on that one. Check her out. Just a branch. It's just a branch. Not even a full branch. It's a twig. But I wanted to jump in on this one, and I'm doing this one with my friend Michelle in St. Louis, who is STL Stitcher, or STL Stitchin' on Instagram. So we're doing that together. Is that all my new starts? I think that's all my, nope. I also started this kit that I got on the freebie table as part of the bring out your old kits Sal that the Thread Gremlins are doing. So this is an older, is there a date on it? I should have looked, but I don't think there's a date on it. It's older though. Like the pattern is, gosh, can I even pull it out and show you? Let's find out. It's like handwritten, which I know we've all seen a handwritten piece before, so it's not like I need to show you, but like handwritten backstitch and numbers and all of that. I mean, it looks like it's typed, but it's like, okay, it's not handwritten. It's just old. And apparently I'm tired. Oh my gosh. Roop, roop, roop. Rewind. This is as far as I got on it. So, welcome. Welcome. Couldn't get the W apparently. Oh man, this is for a red prompt for fandom. So that was why I stopped there, because I finished the numbers that I needed. And why would I continue and stitch the W when you could just say welcome? Oh my gosh. Okay, those are all of the new starts so far. And why are there all these new starts? Because I gave up on 24 and 24. So part of Whip Warriors was you only need to work on 24 whips at a time. And I think I made it to like a week after StitchCon, or not even, it was like a week before StitchCon, and I was like, I can't, I need to do Swiwi. So I have switched to Swiwi. For those of you that don't know, Swiwi is stitch what you want when you want. S-W-Y-W-W-Y-W. Swiwi. Yes, got it. Because I was like, I can't. I tried. I made it 6 months and I'm done. I need to start new things. And so I did. But it's okay because I'm planning to finish like a ton. Planning to finish a ton this month. I'm not really making much progress on that. The pieces I have are bigger than my ability to finish them. But that's besides the point. Anyway, so I did also work on some whips. Not you. So this is the Villain Sal, which is another part of like one of the bigger like yearly events that fandom is doing. You stitch the villains one as well as the heroes, and so as soon as I finish this villains one, I'm gonna do the heroes one. And so this is where I was last time you saw it, and guys, I'm almost done with this thing. Look at that. I have been knocking out all of these villains, and I'm making sure that I do the background at the same time, because I don't want to get stuck at the end and like have to go back in and do all of the white background and stuff. Like all these little fiddly like silhouette representations. So like, let me see if I can find one that I actually understand. So this is the flower that goes along with Gothel. You've got the hearts that go with the Queen of Hearts. Like each of them is something different. Here's the dragon that goes with Maleficent, the apple that goes with the Evil Queen. Yeah. So yeah, I'm in the home stretch. I've got Gaston and LeFou, and then Lady Tremaine, Drizella, and Anastasia, and then I'll be done with it. And I'm hoping to have that done this week, because it's staying on my hoop, and I get a finish for every one of the villains that I finish. So I think I've got like 9 finishes already because of this. So that's staying on the hoop. Q-snap. What else did I work on? I worked on the Bluey Sal. I didn't do very much on the Bluey Sal. I'm hoping I can get some more done on it coming up, because there's 20 some odd finishes that I can get in this one, because each of them is a different release, and as part of a finishes event, each Sal part can be done. Of course, I have more things to complete than I have time to do it. So my list may be long, but the completion list is gonna be like a third of it. If that, like a fifth of it? I don't know. Anyway, this is where I was last time you saw it. And it's gonna be real tough to see specifically where I worked on. So here's the whole thing. Yay. Now, zoom in. I finished Chloe. She was my first finish, and it's all white, which looks darn stinking good in person. I guess hide myself so maybe it'll focus on her. Yeah, it looks real good in person. Stay in there, needle. I need you to stay there. And then I started working over here on Calypso and the Terriers. So they're gonna be my next one. I still need 100 stitches on them because I need to get 300 stitches in gray. So they're staying on the docket. But I think I'm gonna switch because I want to get all of the finishes for my Peppermint Purple because those are a lot faster and I can get a lot more of those done. And then the Bluey style is gonna be like my fallback. Okay, 2 more whips that I worked on. It's a lot of stinking stitching, but it's not very many whips, my bad. Next one is Tintern Abbey, and this is the HAED Sal. Part 3 is out. I'm not there yet. This is where I was the last time you saw it. Despite not being there yet, I have made a lot of progress. So here is where I am now. And the only reason these few stitches aren't done is because it's 2 pages that I can finish for the finishes event. So those 2 pages. And I went through and I took out all of the red thread that I had used for gridding because it was just getting difficult to work with. And it was a beast to take out. Like I won't ever grid with thread ever again. And so then I went through and I gridded the rest of it. So this is the entire area of the chart. I don't even know if you can see that. The light seems like it's fading because it's getting dark tonight. It goes down to here and over to there. So I gridded everything else so that I've got it laid out, and I'm gonna do those 2 pages for finishes, and then August is crackdown. I'm working on 2 projects in August, and that's it. I'm hesitating because I'm like, is it gonna fit all the prompts? But at this point, I need to not worry about the prompts because these things need to be done. I need to finish Tintern, and I need to finish this next pattern. So the last whip that I worked on, anybody want to guess? Mermaid Periwinkle. And I couldn't put it down for like a few days straight. Like absolutely stunning. So this is where I was the last time you saw it. And this is by Whittier Stitches. I feel like, did I forget to say what all of these things are by? I did. But if you've been here since the beginning or even in the last like couple episodes, you know, if you have any questions, let me know down below and I will answer them. This is a very like kerfuddled episode because I just wanted to get something in and then get back to finishes. So apologies. Anyway, this is where I am now. The entire tail is done, like the fin, and then I'm on to the tail, and like this is where the tail ends. So like this is all her body. So that looks freaking cool. And we were a little worried about like the transition of this purple on the tail here, but sorry, I'm like folding it and probably giving you guys a seizure. I think it looks good. I think that transition with the blend right there, you can't even really tell that it's a blend, I don't think. And I think it looks really well, really good. So Kat's got an eye for color, that's for sure. And so this one's gonna get like priority over everything else because I want it done because it's beautiful and I want Kat to be able to list it and get it out there for herself. So, okay, so those are the whips that I worked on. Plans, finish this event, Mermaid Periwinkle, and Tintern until they're done. We have an event like end of July, it starts July 26th and goes through like September, something called Dash Go, and you can either do like the prompts for extra points, or you can do like the silver level, which is where you work on whatever you want. That's what I'm doing because those need to be done. And so that is my main priority. So I was like, you know what? I need to forgo the extra points in fandom in order to get these pieces done because they're more important. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm going to show you the fabric that I'm doing my heroes on. So once the villains is done, then I'm doing the heroes on this. And then I'm also going to be starting the baubles by Boomerang Stitches. And I did a little conversion and I sent it over to Abbey because I was like, hey, is this okay? So this is what the original looks like. And I have a lot of cardinal pieces already. I'm like, these colors are beautiful and it's great, but I wanted blue jays. So this is what I decided to do. I'm a little nervous about it, but it's not like the full mock-up because like symbols are the same in Pattern Keeper. So like the cherry or the holly berries, they're obviously going to be red. They're not going to be blue. It's just the same symbol as what it was for the cardinal, yada yada. So there's like a few tweaks and stuff, but this is the basic concept. And this is the fabric that I'm going to be doing it on. And you can't see it because all of the wrinkles because I dyed it. And now the light's hitting it funky dunky. I'm trying my best. It's gray. It's a pretty gray. So those are some plans. What else have I got for you? My TBS for this month, week, episode, whatever you want to call it, is There's a Priscilla Dawes by Hemlock and Rye. And I cannot decide if I want to do it in the regular version or in the Thursday Goes Goth or something completely different because the goth one inspires me to maybe do some different changes and tweaks and coloring and stuff, but I'm not confident enough to say exactly what I want to do, but I love just the explosion of color on this piece. So that's on my list. That is it for stitching. I'm gonna go on into like life updates and a smallest little bit of knitting and then books and then my language. So if that's all you're here for, great to see you. I don't have any haul that I'm gonna share at this point because I didn't think about it and write it down. So you'll get it next time, maybe, we'll see. But anyway, thanks for joining. I am gonna move on to, let's do language. Yeah, let's do language. So I went to Signing Savvy and the word of the day is cherry. And so cherry in American Sign Language, and again, I want to specify because somebody mentioned it to me, I am not an ASL teacher. I am just teaching myself, and I thought that these little tidbits would be fun. Obviously, if you question how I'm doing sign language, like go and look it up for yourself because I'm not the end all be all of how to do it. This is my little thing. So, cherry. You take your non-dominant hand, so this is my left side. I know you're like reversed a little bit sometimes in the phone, but non-dominant hand, point your finger out, palm facing towards you, and then you take your dominant hand in O and right on the tip and you turn it. So it's kind of like this, one of the things that the like memory trick is that this is like a cherry has a long stem, so that's cherry. And I looked it up in a few other languages. So Spanish, it's cereza. French is chorizo. Japanese, it's jari. Danish, it's kirsebær. And Italian, it's ciliegia. So I thought that was kind of cool. That's how you say cherry. Okay, let's see. I have a couple recommendations, which, I mean, I'm sure you guys already like hang out with them all the time, so it's not anything new to you, I'm sure. But these are the people I've been watching lately. And by lately, I mean my watch later list is like 1,500 deep, and there's no way I'm getting through them, and there's new ones coming every day. But Lady Lugana I'm addicted to now. I just started watching the High Heel Stitcher. She's got some great projects. Stories and Stitches, I was inspired to kind of morph a little bit of my Flosstube maybe, based on how she does like vlog style. I really enjoyed it. Kenny Stitches, I believe, is newer, but loved watching his show. Stitch and Bunny, oh my gosh, I could listen to her accent like forever. Great projects. She's kind of, I feel like she's kind of similar to me in the fact that like I like full coverage, but it's not like my everything. I just like a variety of different patterns and projects and stuff. Obviously the Thread Gremlins, have found them, and now, like, I cannot stop laughing every time that I watch them. Love their dynamic. It's so great. I wish I had somebody to like bounce all that off of every time. Hathaway Stitchers, Erin and Amity, I consider them like really good friends now. Subpar Stitches, Hillary, she's great. Who else have I been watching? Gosh, anybody and everybody, you guys know the list. There's a lot of them. I'll try to have more next time, I promise. Let me do a little quick touch on knitting. So I got like the knitting bug, but I'm still at like the very beginner stages. Like, I don't even know half the lingo. I'm working on it, but I decided, you know what, let me just pick up this random ball of yarn that I have, and let me just work on getting a little faster and getting a little better at my knitting. And so I did, and I like pulled this together. I'm just knitting. I was trying to learn continental style, and so I feel like I'm pretty comfortable with continental style knitting, and so my next thing is going to be to try continental style purl. And you know, I'm slowly but surely getting back into the feel of it. And it's funny, everybody's like, what are you making? No clue. A big rectangle. That's all I got. Because right now I'm just like practicing with like this cheap yarn. So that's the news brief on the knitting lifestyle at this point. Maybe I'll get more into it. Right now, like cross stitch and sewing are kind of my number ones, but just wanted to share. What else? Let me do books. So there's like 4 recent books. Like, I've read a lot of books, guys. I'm trying to like touch on a few of the ones that I really liked, and then also the book club book that we read for July. So I guess we'll start with that one. So the book club book for July is The Catch, Allison Fairbrother, and I didn't like it. This woman's dad passes away, and basically, like, she comes to find out the kind of person that he was and how it either is similar to or different from what she knew growing up. And I mean, for the right person, this would have been a good, like, touching story. It's not my feel. Maybe that's based on my own like family history or whatnot, but I didn't appreciate the meaning behind it. I thought it was well written, but the sentiment behind it was not up my alley. What else? now on to the books that I liked. So I read False Witness, and I believe that's Karen Slaughter. And this one was a recommendation by my mother-in-law, and this one was so stinking good. It was like Law and Order SVU in a book. It was so stinking good. So it's these two sisters that have an incident that happens in their past, and one grows up to be a druggie, and the other one grows up to be a bigwig lawyer, and it's the story of their secrets coming like back to light and them having to deal with that and kind of fight it. And it was intense. It was real stinking good. So I would recommend that one. I would also recommend Look Closer, and I want to say, is it David Ellis, I believe? And I was really surprised because I've read a couple other David Ellis books and I didn't really like them. But this one was really good. Like, normally I can pick out the switch, like what exactly is the twist. And I didn't get it on this one. I didn't know the full breadth of the twist until less than 50 pages to the end. So good, you guys. I don't even know how to wrap up the whole idea of it, but it's also like a crime scene one. A crime happens and it's like the unraveling of it, but not from the Law and Order side of it. Like, it's from each of these different like people's perspectives. And I think that's what makes it so like intricately woven, because you're like, oh, that's what so if that's what this person found out, and then it comes from this perspective, okay, so let's put this to there, and this one goes, okay, so but then it's got to be this. It's like a puzzle piece in your brain. Like, I loved it. It was really good. So highly recommend that one. And then I just recently finished The Other Side of Disappearing, and you're gonna have to forgive me because I don't remember the name of the author. I listened to it on audio, but it's right here. And this one is about two sisters, half sisters, whose mom left when they were younger, and the older had to become the mom, basically. She's involved with like this criminal that a podcast run by Salem, I can't remember her last name, was in charge of, and it's like the last con of this guy. She did like the final episode, and then she was like conned by him as well, and she's been like trying to figure out exactly where did he end up at the end of the podcast, because she basically got duped. And so like it's her like unicorn project to like figure out exactly what happened to this guy and how did he dupe her and blah blah blah. And she finds out that he went off with these two sisters' mother, and the only thing they have is these postcards that she sent when she left. And so they're like trying to follow and find her, or find her history and relate it back to this criminal so that Salem can finish the podcast. And it's really well written. There's a love interest. They don't really go much into like the crimes and stuff. It's more about the like grifting and stuff that Salem endured. So I don't know, I really enjoyed it. Between a mother disappearing and a dad dying, like the mom disappearing one was a lot better. So I would recommend that one. And I think, is that all I've got? That's all I've got except for life updates, which I can just run through all of these things because it's been a month since I saw you guys. So like Father's Day was right after the last episode, and we went to an airplane show, like these like toy airplanes, like almost like drones or whatever, and it was so flippin' hot there. We stayed for like 45 minutes, if that. Lucy was getting red in the face, and I was like, we gotta go. But it was really cool that like at one point they had like a flying lawnmower and a flying witch. Like, it was really neat. And we came home and Brian pulled out his drone. It was really cool. I'm thinking maybe at some point they might do like some, you know, toy airplanes or model airplanes or whatever together. That would be cool. Then we went on a date night, Brian and I, to his father's, it's called the Learning Kitchen in Westchester, and we had a gnocchi night, and so we went there. It was just nice to kind of get out, just the two of us. I mean, we already know how to make gnocchi, but it was still fun to do their style. Oh my gosh, Lucy learned how to grow donuts. And if you don't know, all of you parents of toddlers, if you put Cheerios in cups of flour and don't water them, overnight, they grow into donuts. Put mini donuts on a toothpick and take the Cheerio away. So she's been getting a kick out of that. If you add chocolate chips, you get chocolate donuts. If you add sprinkles, you get the strawberry donuts. So that's been a hit with her. And I can't quite tell if she believes it or not. Like, I think she's got that look in her eye like, yeah, sure, Mom. But she rolls with it because she wants donuts. Oh my gosh. We went camping with my mom, which was fabulous. She came out for a whole week. So the week of July 4th, we went out just over to Winton Woods, so we'd be close enough to home, like we could come home and stay if we needed to, which was good because we did a couple days, especially on like Wednesday and Friday night. We stayed here at the house just because we were going to go see Lion King on Thursday, which was great. And we wanted Lucy to be rested. She had a hard time sleeping at the campsite, so we wanted her to be able to like have a good night's sleep to take the whole ride up to Columbus and back. And then Friday night it like rained, and we were like, we just don't want to be in the rain again, so we packed up and stayed home on Friday night. But still, we got like a really good week with my mom, and went up to Hocking Hills and saw some caves up there, and you know, tons of splash pads. Lucy loves splash pads. So yeah, it was just a nice, chill kind of staycation with my mom. So that was fun. Lucy is also not afraid of snakes, we found out, because there was a huge snake in our backyard that I did not leave the porch for, but she walked within a foot of the dang thing. I'm like, oh, no, I'm done. And like, that's one of the weird things about being a parent, is you want to like not instill your feelings into your kid. And so I have to like pretend not to be afraid of spiders and snakes so that she isn't afraid of them because I'm afraid of them. Do you know how hard that is? I absolutely hate spiders and snakes. Hate them. But I have to pretend. Ugh, can't. And then lastly, Brian finally got a new car. So now we are an accidental Kia family, because I got my Kia right before StitchCon, and then he just got his Kia this last weekend. So, glad to have that behind us. Done for. No new cars for a long time, okay? Okay. Nobody wishes us any bad luck. Oh man. Okay. I think I've talked your ear off long enough. That's all I've got for you. I'm gonna try to edit this probably tomorrow and get it up for you. Today is Tuesday, July 14th. So hopefully it'll be up on the 15th. No, I'm saying those numbers wrong. Oh my goodness. Today is like the 16th. It's Tuesday. The 13th was Saturday. Sunday was the 14th. Monday was the 15th. Today is the 16th, and I'm trying to have it up on the 17th. That is a clear indication that I need to be done, because I'm just babbling. So thank you for coming. If you like what you see, thumbs up, subscribe, all the fun things or whatnot below, and hope to hear from you in the comments. Have a good one. Bye.